much more fundamentally sound on Saturday against Arkansas State.
All right, Hayden Henry with us. The linebacker, we talked about the linebacker group. I thought the front four was a lot better also. Tackles for a loss, getting pressure on the quarterback. It went from Alabama A&M moving the ball. And I know it's just one drive against that. I thought I saw a different group of guys on that front four.
Agreed. Definitely dominated the line of scrimmage a lot better. Just you could see it with your eyes. The line was getting pushed back, which is what we should do against Arkansas State, right? Or an Alabama A&M. Like we should own the line of scrimmage. And so definitely good to see that. And I mean, we'll get our first real look at how good we are on Saturday against, an SEC offensive line. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's Vaught Hemingway at night. No place in the SEC is easy to play. I mean, you know that. So I don't know, man. I really don't know. I mean, we haven't really been tested yet.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how we play on Saturday.
Can you get a feel for this defense? Is it better than last year? The same? Worse after those two games?
Great question. I truly don't know if I can say, Wes. It feels like we're more physical. Just the hits, the contact, the pads popping, it feels like we're more physical. It's going to take probably a couple more games to probably really finalize and etch that into stone, whether or not we're actually better. I think we're probably more talented across the board. On paper, we're definitely more talented and better. We'll have to see if the coaching can translate into playing better.
What do you think of the DBs? Because they're bigger. You talk about bigger, but I mean they're a couple 6'1", 6'2" defensive backs.
Yeah, man, Larry Worth is a big dude.
Yeah.
Like big safeties are always scary to me because I always thought Texas A&M had the biggest safeties because they did. Like you roll out there against Texas A&M and you're like, oh my gosh, these are NFL players. They always just had like 6'2", 6'3", 225 safeties, and they would absolutely just come knock the crud out of you. And I think that's so, like, you look up as an offense, and you're like, these dudes have massive safeties. They're going to come destroy me. I love that. And so I remember I went to the Alabama A&M game, and I'm watching those guys in warm-ups. I'm like, where the heck did we get these guys? I love this. Definitely better. I mean, just felt like we've tackled well through 2 games. Coverage has been there. Haven't really been tested by, a dominant wide receiver by any means. So still probably too early to tell there. But I mean, you're coming off a season last year with definitely some struggles in the back end, the corner position. And so I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, more talented on paper for sure. Can we actually execute? I don't know. We'll see on Saturday. I'm excited to watch.
You saw the first 2 games. Was it pretty simple defense? You were watching, or were they vanilla, or did you see some different things?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember. My amnesia is terrible these days, but I can't remember the games like I used to. I used to remember the plays so much better. Now I just watch for sport and I don't remember anything. And I don't know. I mean, look, you're easing into the season, right? So you got new guys at several positions. You're not rolling out your full playbook. I mean, most people don't do that. Keep it simple. You got your 2 or 3 coverages that you're good at, right? It's what you practice the most in camp. It's what you feel the most comfortable with. And you've got variations of those 3 coverages, whether you're rolling a safety one way or switching coverages with the linebackers, things like that. So we probably ran a pretty vanilla defense. We have pressured a little bit, which is great, and I think we've had some success with it. And it'll be interesting to see if this weekend we kind of put a little bit of flavor of the weekend against Ole Miss, scheme them up, because they're obviously going to scheme us. I mean, Lane Kiffin, he's notorious, right, for finding a flaw in the defense and exposing it.
You like seeing Sorey coming on those blitzes. He got a sack last week. As a linebacker, you got to like it when they dial that linebacker blitz up.
Wes, I'm telling you, man, watch him on Saturday. Every single play, his helmet is going underneath somebody's chin, and he is Like, I don't know. The guy has to have a headache on Sunday when he wakes up, okay? But he is hitting someone as hard as he possibly can on every single play. It's unbelievable.
You got a little man crush on him.
I'm telling you guys, he's good. I think he's our best player.
On defense, or you're saying overall? Are you throwing in Taylor Green on this? Mike Washington?
I'm a defensive guy, Wes. You know that. Come on.
All right. All right. Before we get to Ole Miss, get your thoughts. 2 games offense, Taylor Green, Mike Washington. What are you seeing out of this offense?
Been pretty impressed. I think Talon, I mean, look, year 2 with Coach Petrino, he's had a full offseason sitting in that quarterback room. If there's anyone that can fix the mistakes from last year, get him playing at his best, it's Coach Petrino. And I've got confidence in that. And I think I've seen a little bit of that so far. Just not as many bad decisions. He had a few bad throws on Saturday. We saw that. Some throws he shouldn't have made. I think Talon looks better, should play better. Just reduce the turnovers, man. Like, the turnovers just absolutely kill you. You can't come back from them. I mean, you win the turnover margin, your odds of winning the game are so much better. Talon's just got to limit those mistakes, which I feel like he will, and then obviously make plays with his legs, because that's where he is the difference maker. Is something's not there, man, go get 15 real quick on the perimeter, right? It's hard to defend against that. Our running backs, I think, could be one of the spotlight, parts of the team for me, in my opinion. I think Washington's great, really, really good back, and then you pair him with Braylon. I mean, it's like, you got your yin and your yang. You got your little guy who's kind of a little scat back, but I think he still runs really hard. And then you put in the bulldozer and just let him right down the middle. Like, I love it. So you got those 2 things going. Been impressed with our wideouts. I'll be interested to hear what you think about this, Wes, but they're really small. They're really small. They're like these little, they're not Tyreek Hill, but they're kind of built like Tyreek, just these little guys, but they get some great separation. Been watching them on their routes. They're great getting off the line, stacking a defender, getting open. So I think the skill positions on offense have been super impressive. Talon's just got to continue to be mindful of, like, make disciplined throws. Don't do stupid stuff. Don't turn the ball over. And then offensive line, I don't even know if I'm qualified to speak on it. I haven't really paid enough attention to how good they've been playing. So, right, it's Alabama A&M, it's Arkansas State. We should win those 2 battles up front. So you got a Ole Miss team who's going to have studs on the perimeter. This will be our first big pass rush test in a hostile environment. So we'll see.
I was thinking about those receivers: Sharp, Shanks, C.J. Brown, Jalen Brown, all probably 6 foot or less. And then really the only Omega Blake is the only one with a little bit of size, but there's not that 6'4", 6'5" guy. I'd love to get Antonio Jordan healthy and see what he can do. And he's got that high ankle sprain, still probably a couple more weeks, and he's got to get back in shape. So I'm thinking more late half of the year for him, which probably isn't bad with the true freshman. It gives him a chance to learn, sit there and watch the game and experience the game. But I expect to contribute something from AJ later in the season. And I think he would be much needed at big. But you know what? Let's get those tight ends involved. We saw Jonas with the speed down the sideline. That guy can go, and I want to see more of him.
Yeah, he's a physical guy for sure. He looks the part. He definitely is a big dude, and yeah, I didn't know he could run like that. So that's a great thing to have, as well as a tight end who can get open and extend plays for you.
And I combined his name. It's Rohan Jones. I called him Jonas. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah,
Rohan, but he can run. That's the thing that I remember.
Absolutely, he's impressive.
All right, Ole Miss. You've made several trips over there, and I know everybody knows your brother was involved in one of the greatest plays over there for Arkansas Razorbacks. But what do you remember from going to Ole Miss and playing there?
All right, I'm gonna tell a story. Okay,
all right.
You're gonna love this one. All right, I'm a true freshman. It's 2017. All right, I'm a little pipsqueak. Haven't even been a year in the weight room. Right. I'm barely sniffing the field. We're not very good. We go down to Ole Miss. We're playing them in November. and it is cold, oddly enough, in Mississippi. It's like really cold this morning. And it was 11 a.m. kick. We go out there pregame and we're walking around the field. All right. And this was one of my moments where I was like, gosh, this conference is just different. Okay. And we walk out there and DK Metcalf and AJ Brown are out there together, which is crazy to think those guys were on the same team. They've got like, it's literally 28 degrees west. They've got their shirts off. They're out there, headbands on, headphones. They're out there just catching passes, doing big one arm snags in the end zone. And I'm the little pipsqueak true freshman. I walk out there and I'm like, nope, these guys are going to absolutely roll us up. Funny thing is, we actually end up winning the game on a game-winning field goal, Connor Limpert. But I remember that. I mean, they always do the big light show there. So they're always strobing the lights in. And, I mean, they do a good job. It's definitely not one of the more intimidating stadiums in the SEC. It's not really that big. But it's a great atmosphere. It's going to be sold out. Right? The fans are going to be excited. First SEC matchup. So no place is easy to play in our conference. And we had a few dog fights down there when I was playing.
Yeah, there have been several times I've gone to Oxford, and it's cool when Arkansas wins because you start to see how many people from East Arkansas, Central Arkansas make that trip. And then when the Ole Miss fans leave, it's just Razorback fans there celebrating. And you're like, wow, there's actually a bunch of Arkansas fans here.
Yeah, there is. There's always a pretty good turnout down there. We always had a good turnout at Mississippi State as well.
Mm-hmm. Were you there the day for the Hunter Heave? Were you there with the family watching?
This is awful. This is awful what I'm about to say, but I had to take the ACT that day. How awful is that? Whole family's down there. I got to watch the game at home by myself after taking the ACT. Isn't that just terrible? Didn't even get a good score. It's kind of a bad score, kind of one you throw out, and then got to watch it at home by yourself when your brother has like one of the most iconic plays of all time. Just such bad regret.
Yeah, it would be nice to say it was worth it because I had this great score and it got me in college, but you can't even say that. It was a waste.
I know. Well, Wes, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about, in particular, what do you think about Taylon's play so far, and how do you feel like he's trending differently this year than he was this time last year?
It's hard. It's been the story for the first 2 weeks. It's the competition. He's doing what he's supposed to do against this competition. But what I like against Alabama A&M, you could see him from the stands on TV, him looking, no, here, no, oh, I'll throw it here. He was going through his progression that we didn't see as much last year when he had Andrew Armstrong, and he was just like, all right, go to Andrew. Against Arkansas State, you saw it in the beginning, and he was being very patient. He was looking downfield. Arkansas State was dropping back. They weren't rushing, they weren't blitzing, but they weren't going to let Arkansas beat them deep. And I thought he was very patient, and he just kept checking down to the crossing routes. And then at some point, second quarter maybe, you get up. You know how it is as a competitor. You get up, all right, we're in a good shape. I'm going to take some chances here. And that's what he did. I thought he lost his patience, and he threw a couple of balls into coverage that he shouldn't have thrown. And I'm sure he got a pretty stern talking to on the sideline from Coach Petrino up in the booth. And then he kind of snapped back and went back to doing what made him successful. But if Taylon can do that, and then we see his athleticism, how many can run an RPO and make one guy miss and then take it 60 yards? Not a lot of quarterbacks can do that.
Yeah. That is so having a talented quarterback like Taylon who can really kill you through the air, can kill you with his legs. I think in college football still, total differentiator for a team. Like in the NFL, you still got running quarterbacks, but it's the NFL. I mean, you got the best players in the world playing, right? In college, I think a running quarterback still really gives you an edge on your competition. So that's what I'm saying. Like, man, I seriously believe if Talon can limit his interceptions, that's literally all he has to do. Just take what the defense gives you, make completions, move the ball down the field, hope that we can run block and run the ball, right? We don't want to be one dimensional. But if he can just limit his interceptions, take what the defense gives him, you drop back, you got a free lane to run. He's a great runner. Just go get you 10 yards real quick. If he can just be disciplined, cool, calm, and collected throughout the year, tell him we have a chance to overachieve because of him. Because of him. Like I still think in college football, you have a dominant quarterback like that who's a dual threat. I think you can. It truly gives you an edge.
Well, that's what gives me hope for this weekend against Ole Miss. I know they have a talented team. Their defense is good, offense, whatever. But look at the quarterback matchup. Which quarterback would you rather have? And to me, unless you're just an Ole Miss homer, you're going to say you got to go with Taylor Green. He's more experienced, and he is a dynamic player. And I'll take Taylor Green over. And look, Simmons has got an injured ankle. We don't know how bad it is and what he's going to be able to do for Ole Miss, but that's what I think gives Arkansas a legitimate chance to go into Oxford and win this game Saturday night.
Man, he's pretty green. That Simmons kid. I watched him a little bit against Kentucky, and Kentucky's pretty. They were pretty lethargic. Like they didn't really pop out to me as a true contender. And I mean, like the kid's green. He's gonna make mistakes. So if we can rattle him, I mean, hey, I'm gonna say it again. We send 10. We send 10 right through the middle and just absolutely, even if he gets a little penalty, kind of early, just straight through the rib cage. Wes, just Simmons, kind of knock him off his horse a little bit, get him kind of antsy. Oh yeah, that's what we need to do.
Hayden, man, I appreciate it.
Let's talk a little high school football. Kane Archer joins us. Greenwood Bulldogs, our high school football player of the week. Kane, welcome in. Congratulations, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. You not only won the fan vote, but you won the media vote, so it was kind of a no-brainer to be our high school football player of the week. I want to talk about last week's game. You had 285 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, but it was the 5 touchdowns rushing, man. That was incredible. Have you ever rushed for 5 touchdowns in a game?
I don't think so. I think I've ran for 4, but never 5. That was the first time.
All right. Tell me, and we got a spectacular run. I mean, I got to show everybody, and your broadcast group is phenomenal. Here it is. It's crazy touchdown run.
Shotgun for Archer. Trips out to the left, the wide side. 2nd and goal to 10. Kane wants to throw. Has pressure. Now he's got to roll out. Scrambling for his life.
What are you thinking here, Kane?
I couldn't really tell you. I don't know. Just try to get to the end zone. Don't take a hit, because if I take a hit, I'm getting screamed at.
Well, you didn't take a hit. Have y'all added it up? How many yards did you run on that?
Oh, no. I think it was like 80-something. For 10 yards, I didn't realize when we came back to the sideline, I watched on the huddle, I was like, oh, that was only a 10-yard run, so it felt like forever.
You look worn out right there.
A little bit.
I got to thank Tim Terry and your guys for putting that on social media for us all to see it across the state. That was a spectacular run, but that was just 1 of 5, like we said. Here's another one from
right. And now here comes Blandon motion to make a trip set. Archer's
turn Tim down, the guys down a little bit.
Nope, he escaped.
Avoid one guy,
and Archer was running from 30. Nobody in front of him. 20. 25. To the 10-5. Touchdown.
Tell me about that move with the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I was just trying to get him to slow him down a little bit, and I guess he just completely I don't know what he did, but it was trying to get him to slow him down so I could beat him to the pylon, and I did that. So,
Golden Boy, do you like that?
Yeah, I would say so. My grandpa actually called me that 3rd grade, and it's stuck ever since. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I learned a little something there also.
Yep.
Tell me about the season so far. Two games in, how you feel about the team?
I feel good. I feel like we're offense and defense are starting to kind of gel a little bit together, and that's gonna come with more games and more experience. We got a lot of young guys on the team, and they're getting into it and getting a rhythm of everything. And I feel like once we all start playing together and playing as a team, and I feel like we're gonna be really, really, really good. So you can't ask for a better start. I mean, we're 2-0, so just one game at a time.
And you got tested that first game. I think that's good for a team to, blowouts are nice, but to be tested and be in a tough game in the non-conference, I think it helps you later in the season.
No, I definitely agree. That'll prepare us for, I mean, Shiloh, of course, and then once we get deep into the playoffs, it won't be the first time we've been in a close game, and not everybody's going to be eyes wide open and stuff. So I think that definitely helps us.
All right, quarterback's best friend, that offensive line. Tell me about your offensive line.
Yeah, I think these guys have led up 1 or 2 sacks in 2 games. They stand in, like they do anything. If you watch the clip back to where I was running, those guys didn't give up on the play, and that's just who they are as kind of a group. They don't give up. They play hard all the time, and we got Jack Cepeda. He's in there as a sophomore and doing really, really, really well. So we got some guys that are straight balling out for us, and I love those guys more than anything.
Greenwood is also always known for their wide receivers. What do you got this year?
Got Champ Davis. He's been out for the first 2 games, but I got Cooper Bland. Cooper Bland is where he's supposed to be at all times. He catches everything I throw to him. We got Braxton Canada. He's a sophomore, and he's balling out for us. I think he's got over 250 yards in the first 2 games and 20 catches or something like that. So he's coming along. And then we got Cooper Webb, Braden Brewer, guys, Braden Rennick, guys like that are stepping up and really balling out. Braden Rennick had a big touchdown catch against Bentonville West at the end of the game. So we got some guys that can straight go, and we just need more time and a little bit more game experience, and we're going to come together for sure.
This week you guys have Harbor. Tell me about this game.
Well, we can't go into it starting off slow. We got to start off the game fast. I feel like that's kind of going to knock our past 2 games. We got to start off fast, so we kind of control the game. But it's going to be a good game. They're going to be hyped up. They feel like they got a chance to beat us, and I'm ready to play.
As a leader of the team, what do you do? What steps do you take to try to get off to a faster start?
I would say preparation. It starts Sunday actually. All the preparation that leads up to it. I mean, if you're dialed in from Sunday to Thursday or Sunday to Friday, actually, it all takes care of itself, in my opinion. So just being locked in and having the guys locked in and have everybody where they're supposed to be.
How much fun are you having right now?
I'm having a ton of fun. It's my senior year. Obviously, there's not pressure, but we want to go 13-0. So I'm trying everything I can to make sure that happens, because I want to look back and say that we never lost a game as a senior group, and I feel like I owe it to my guys a little bit, being the leader of the team, to not lose a game. So I'm having fun, but at the same time, we got to win football games. So
does it help to have the recruiting process over?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say that was one I told my dad a couple of days ago. It was the biggest thing. Like, I haven't had to worry about that at all. I got a good place that I can go, and I'm extremely grateful. And now I can focus on the season instead of recruiting and where I'm going to go and all that kind of good stuff. So it's definitely helped a ton, because I used to spend 3 and 4 hours a day on the phone with college, and it was like, man, it's getting tiring. So yeah.
When did that part get old? How long did it take?
I don't want to say it got old, because I'm extremely grateful. Some people don't have the opportunity to be in my shoes, and I'm extremely grateful. So I don't want to say it got old, but it's kind of got repetitive. So I don't know. There was no timestamp on that.
Do coaches or other schools still contact you now that it's over? How does that work?
They can. Quarterback's a little bit different, because everybody's usually locked up. You get 1 or 2 a class, and when you have your guy, you have your guy. So unless somebody big decommits or something like that, then usually your phone's not really ringing.
I saw on social media, Central Florida, a lot of people from Central Florida reposting those clips that we showed you. They're very proud of you.
Yeah, they got a good fan base down there, and you can tell. The bounce house is something special and something different, and I'm excited to get down there, and I'm ready to play in front of those people.
Well, Kane, it's been a pleasure to get to know you and talk to you a little bit, and congratulations once again for being the high school football player of the week, and we'll be keeping an eye on you. Who knows? We may be talking to you soon again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I want to get Coach Chris Young in here. I'll show everybody while he's jumping in here that play again from Kane Archer. that he was talking about. Coach, we're showing the play to everybody. You see him in practice. You've seen him for years. Have you seen anything like this before?
Yeah, we spent all week practicing on that play, and it worked out just like we planned it. He's special. He does stuff like that in practice from time to time. I'll just turn around and look at Coach Hogan, our offensive coordinator, and just kind of say, "Wow, he's a special talent." People don't realize, the things that he does on a regular basis, and he's great when things are good, but when things break down, he's even better.
I love that he pointed out his offensive line, how they kept working and blocking for him during that.
Yeah, he's the first to give credit to the other guys on the team, and it's just a great example of the maturity he has at a young age. Um, it's just another facet of his game that you don't see from high school kids.
What were you telling him on the sideline when he came back over?
Yeah, just telling him that was a heck of a play. We were talking about protection and make sure he had gotten the right call on there, and he did. Just missed a block, but he understands the game at a high level. It's like having a coach on the field. He's very, very intelligent. Coach Hogan's done a great job preparing him, and he's just exceptional.
That's officially a 10-yard run, I think. Did
Yeah.
y'all figure it out? How many yards?
Yeah, we need to give him a few more yards probably for that one.
That was incredible. How do you like the way he is leading on the field and off the field right now?
Yeah, I think first of all, he leads by example. I mean, he works extremely hard. He prepares really well. We bring our kids in on Sunday and introduce a game plan and talk about the opponent and just his focus in the meeting room with Coach Hogan and our other quarterbacks. And then we get out on the field and just his leadership. He's an encourager with our wide receiver. We have a young group of receivers this year, guys that don't have as much experience, maybe. Very patient with them. He doesn't get down on them when they make a mistake. He just tells them go play the next play, and he's just a great leader for us.
We're talking with Chris Young, Greenwood's head coach. Kane Archer is the More Sports Player of the Week. Coach, this week he got a lot of attention because of those runs. It just blew up on social media, but I've seen some incredible throws from him. So this is it is a tough question. What makes him so special? Is it his arm or is his legs? What's better?
I think it's his accuracy. He set a national completion percentage record last year, all time high school football in the country, 81.5%. He had more touchdown passes than incompletions last year. And I think that's a record that will never be broken. He's just incredibly accurate, not only in the pocket, but off platform when he's on the run. And I think that's probably his greatest strength.
He threw a pass. It was at Pulaski Academy. He's running towards your sideline and is about to step out of bounds. And I don't know, Coach, 30, 40 yards down the field on the money to a receiver. It's one of the most incredible throws I've seen in person.
Yeah, that was to Isaiah, which brings a smile to my face anytime we get to talk about Isaiah. But that's a great memory. He's off balance. He gets hit, matter of fact, and knocked into the stands after it. But it was thrown perfect, and Isaiah made a great catch on it.
What does Isaiah still mean to this team?
Oh, I think it means everything. I think, we have great memories of him. We miss him like crazy. He was a special talent, but he was an even better young man. And, we're grateful for the time we got with him. Every week when we get ready for a new opponent this year, we go back obviously and watch last year's game, and just seeing him on the field, man, he was awesome to watch, and we miss him like crazy.
That's awesome. Still an inspiration to
Yes,
the
sir.
team. That's really cool. What about Harbor this week?
I tell you what, their coach is doing a great job. You can tell already they're a really physical football team. They're sound. They don't try to do too much. They don't make mistakes. And it's going to be a challenge for us. They beat a great Farmington team this week, and the week before they played a really good Broken Arrow team really close. So we know it's a challenge. We know he's got that thing going in the right direction. They're fired up. They're excited. And we're going to have to come out and play better this week if we want to get a win.
I love talking high school football, and especially getting a chance to talk Northwest Arkansas high school football. We talk a lot of Central Arkansas football down here, but I got to get your thoughts on Bentonville West and the 7A West. It looks very good and improved this year.
Yeah, I think Bentonville West, obviously, very well coached team. Coach Pratt does a great job down there. Their quarterback is really good. He's probably a really underrated player. Had a good year last year, but he's really stepped it up, and he makes him run. And they got pieces around him. And when you have talent like they have and good coaching like they have, I think it gives them an opportunity. You know, they were really impressive in their game Friday against Cabot, but I think Bentonville West, Fayetteville, Rogers, Bentonville, four really good football teams that are going to be fun to watch and compete against each other this year.
I'm glad you brought up Trey Thompson. He finished second in our fan voting and the media vote this week. He had a great game last week against Cabot, one half of football. I think he threw up 355 yards, 356, and 6 touchdowns in one half. He was balling out Friday night.
Yeah, he's a great football player. You know, he plays the game the right way. When he's in the pocket, he can make throws, but when stuff breaks down, he's really good outside the pocket. A lot like Kane, he makes stuff happen. I think he's one of those guys that makes everybody around him better. I think that's probably the biggest difference in Bentonville West this year from last year is his growth, and he's just able to spread that ball out and let guys make plays.
I got one more question for you, and I love it when Kane said, you know, the goal is 13-0. They don't want to lose a game this year. That's a high standard. Is that you like that?
Yeah, you know, the expectations in Greenwood are almost unrealistic. We tell our kids if they can take 12-1 right now and they run us all out of town. But there's a lot of responsibility with that. We talk to our kids all the time that the expectations are based off of previous years and what those guys have done. And we owe it to those guys and those teams to carry on that tradition. So we obviously have all of our focus on our next game, and we stress that. But obviously, these kids are in a situation where they haven't had defeat in their high school career. But, you know, we were about a minute and a half from it week one, and we've got some really good football teams this Friday night. Springdale Harbor, obviously Shiloh the next week is a heck of a football team. So we've got to put all of our attention on our next opponent or we're going to get our tail beat.
Coach, thank you for joining us to talk Greenwood football and Kane Archer. It was a pleasure. Thank you for
I appreciate your time. Appreciate what you do for high school athletes and high school athletics.
It's great stuff right there. Really want to thank Greenwood for the video and Coach Young for coming on, and Kane Archer as our high school football player of the week. And thank you all for voting in the poll. Coming up tomorrow, we'll talk some high school football rankings. We're going to talk some more Arkansas Ole Miss, and really shout out to Hayden Henry for jumping on and telling us some great stories. Really enjoyed hearing from him. We'll be back here tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and remember, we'll have some more sports tomorrow.
All Arkansas, all sports.